Hi, I'm Allison. Today I'm sharing some feelings with you. Feelings that just kind of make the fabric of children of narcissists' lives. These feelings are notably self-doubt, the belief that people don't actually care about us, and the fact that life isn't enjoyable. All things that I think we learned from our parent with narcissism, but I don't want to give them responsibility for that. I want to take responsibility for those feelings and move forward, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about the fact that we feel those so deeply, and it makes life really, really hard. I've come a long way in feeling these things. I still will go long periods of time feeling like I can, remembering all the times when I've proven that to myself. And then have a day where I wake up and I'm like, what am I doing? I can't do it. And where I still worry that people are going to abandon me, people who have proven to me that they're not. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at and my potential of where I see myself going compared to some of my family members. Not to speak for them, you know, this is my interpretation of my life, my perception, my feelings, my story, not theirs. And my story is that I see them unhappy, like not fully fulfilled. A long time ago, I gave up that hope consciously that they would ever be happy, but subconsciously it's just heart aching to watch them go through life and have this self-doubt and this belief that they're unlovable and not enjoying life as it could be enjoyed, and could be a lot easier to enjoy if you weren't raised in the environment that we were raised in. Another reason why I've been able to do this healing work is I went away from my family and found a very loving romantic relationship and partnership in which I was showed unconditional love and was given a generous amount of patience and understanding, and my sisters found toxic relationships that further crushed their spirit. My dad found my mom, and I feel really bad for him, you know, it kind of drained him in a similar way. And then when you get to a certain point, like, thank God I found my boyfriend when I did, a long time ago, because after I left my house, I wanted to make friends really bad, I still do, but like, for a time I was so exhausted. I would hang out with them, but like, I wanted to isolate and sleep and just, you know, maybe that's depression, CPSD, whatever it is. I was tired. I was freaking exhausted. And why was I so exhausted? It's because I was trying so freaking hard to prove myself, to earn love and be good enough, not only for my parent, who had, you know, and for like my family, I was trying really hard, like, you know, maybe something I did could make them happy, my parents and like my whole family, maybe I could be that glue, and also to prove myself, to myself, like to prove that, like, it's like, I recently made this connection where I feel like people with narcissism have this checklist that they need to fulfill to make them happy. You know, not actually have like meaningful experiences and connections, but like all of these external things to be happy. And I learned that myself. Like, I'm reaching for this place where once I get there, I'll be okay. I put so much pressure on myself, and that takes away from the enjoyment of life And I just feel like it has everything to do with how I was raised. And I see this in my siblings also. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to achieve this thing that they think they need, when like what they really need is to do something that they enjoy. You know, all of us, we need to enjoy what we're doing and enjoy living and learn to love ourselves and make that the main priority. I think it starts on the inside, like, but we're trying to learn to love ourselves through achieving these unachievable external things. And as far as other people go, we're so worried about what they think, and achieving a certain way that we're perceived also has to do with our own being happy. When everyone's a kid, who you are is in a reflection of other people. Like, you're trying to learn the ways of the world, how you're supposed to be, what's normal, what's not. You're new to the whole thing and you don't have much sense for yourself. When you get older though, we still see ourselves in the mirror that is other people. Like, we still see what other people see to us. We're very sensitive to that. We can feel how other people feel about us, and we take it into such consideration, and we still have this need to be liked and loved, this craving for it, because we didn't really get it sufficiently as children, and so we still strive for that, rather than figuring out who we are, standing true to that, and letting that attract the people who really will love us for who we really are. And underneath this people pleasing is still this self-doubt, the fear that no one actually likes us and likes us unconditionally. The idea of unconditional support and love was non-existent to me growing up. I did not understand what that meant, and like, I feel naive in some of the things that like I talk about here and think in myself. I'm like, wow, like, was I really at this immature place, like, of total misunderstanding? And yeah, I was. The whole way I saw the world, I feel like, was wrong. I'm learning that what I feel is really what matters, but I can't ignore the fact that my family is sad, and that's really what makes me like the most sad. Like, all of these ways I feel like I have to live with in my head, and you know, that kind of is empowering. Like, I can recognize those and work on them, but you can't change someone else. It's a whole family thing, and it's progressive and resilient, and it continues to ruin our lives until we decide that we are going to change. And I can make that choice, but I can't make it for the rest of my family, and that makes me sad. So this isn't the comprehensive list of everything that's sad about being the child of a parent with a narcissistic personality disorder. I'm getting out of the habit of saying the narcissist or like a narcissistic parent, because I think it's objectifying and kind of mean, but it's how I'm feeling right now, the sadness that I'm feeling, and I guess it's what's to do with myself and more to do with what I see of myself in my family and what you probably see within yourself and your family. So, thanks for listening. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that if you do, and if not, here's a look inside the life of someone who grew up with a parent that's so afflicted. I'll talk to you next week for a holiday special. Until then,